What's up, everybody? Wanted to get a quick video out. We're gonna have a Sunday update video coming up on the Joker Mustang. I've been working on it, but we're not gonna talk too much about this car. That's not the purpose of this video. So I want to talk about another car that I have purchased. This was kind of a spur of the moment situation where I've been looking, and every time one of these cars comes up, they sell almost instantly. You have to be right place, right time in order to find one of these cars, at least in my area. It's one of those situations where always the great cars seem to be halfway across the country, and in my area, there's never anything worth buying. They're always so far gone that they would cost way more to fix than they're worth. Not that I'm buying a car for value. I really don't care. I don't put a number on these cars regardless, because I just spend money religiously on these things. But one came up that I was looking for, and so I jumped on it, bought it before anybody else could get to it. And that's what this video is going to be about. So let's take a look at what we got. Another 1966 Mustang. There's some history on this car that we can kind of talk about. Get around the shop over here. So this is a 6-cylinder car. It was factory 6-cylinder car, and the lady who had owned this car, she had it redone, and we'll say it wasn't the best restoration job. The people who did it, they didn't fix like any body work or anything. They just basically painted over it. I don't know if she got Mako or who to paint this thing, but whoever painted it did not do a good job whatsoever painting it. It's got a lot of dings, a lot of dents, and this paint job is 10 years old, and it did not stand the test of time. You can see a lot of prep work just was not done correctly, and so we got paint peeling everywhere. It's got these red stripes, which I believe might not even be paint. They're probably stickers, but you can see where paint is peeling. The car had a car cover over it, so it's been out of the sunlight, but a lot of blistering. But overall, very solid car. Underneath, there's no rust at all. I can try to get a little shot here. The floor pans, like I say, no rust. Very, very good condition. And that's all the way front, back, everywhere. I mean, the car may need fenders. The driver door looks really good. There's usually rust at the bottom corner. There's not on this door. Could be underneath. We'll have to sand it and see. But this door may not be original to this car, which may be the reason why there's no rust. Passenger door, we wasn't so lucky. You got the normal blistering that you get, and a little bit on this fender. But like I say, I think these fenders may or may not be savable. We'll see. I know there's going to be some metal work here, some metal work down there. The door, I'm pretty positive is savable. I'll patch repair that, no big deal. Drip rails look good, so I'm not going to shave them like I did the other car. This car, I'm going to try to keep it stock-ish, and by that I mean I'm not going to do anything too crazy with the body aside from just getting a good paint job on it and fixing, major dents and things. But like I say, the lady bought this car, did a little restoration. I mean, even the block, everything is painted. New water pump, new wires, fuel pump, ignition. Everything is all brand new. I mean, right down to the voltage regulator. Well, I say brand new, but it was brand new 10 years ago when this car was driven. And again, everything's in really good shape. The shock towers, I know it's a little dark, but no rust anywhere, aside from the surface rust that I've showed in a couple of small spots. But this is what we would call a rust-free car, practically. I mean, it doesn't get too much better than this amount of rust when you're dealing with these old cars. The reason that I purchased this car and the reason that I jumped on it so quickly is because it's a manual transmission. And not only is it a manual transmission, but it's a 4-speed. Most of the 6-cylinder cars were 3 speeds. So this one is a 4-speed. It's got a brand new clutch, which may or may not get used. I'm gonna have to figure out, because I'm gonna put a 302 in here. That is a major change that's gonna happen. But I'm gonna put a 302 in here. So I'm gonna have to change the bell housing. I'll probably have to change the clutch, maybe a few other things. But I bought the car specifically because it was a 4-speed and it was practically rust-free. And the interior is in really nice shape other than being dirty. You got all your pedals. Again, the floor pans are rust-free. The dash is nice. I think they put a new dash pad on 10 years ago. The gauges and everything are okay for their age. Steering wheel's not terrible. The headliner, I mean, it looks almost new. It probably was new 10 years ago. The back seat looks pretty new, but I think it's original. Just like the passenger seat looks pretty new, but I think it's original. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think they would have took the time to cover those seats and not do anything to the driver's seat. The driver's seat obviously has some wear. The odometer shows 62,000 miles. That's probably accurate miles, but who knows? Doesn't really matter when the engine doesn't run. But you can see all the interior lights and everything are lighting up and working. I put a hot battery in here just to see how the electrical was gonna be, which, looking underneath the hood, the wires, even though you can't see them all that great, look practically brand new. This car could have got a new wiring harness, or it could just be in really, really good shape. I don't know for sure, but I think all the electrical is good. I don't believe any squirrels or anything have been living in here, which is very nice. And this car, like I say, it was kept up good. And after they did the restoration, the lady drove this car, I think they said one time, and it overheated, and they immediately assumed that the head gasket was bad. And you can see the head gasket here, brand new, and they took it off. I don't see any damage to the head gasket other than being bent up from sitting in the car. I don't see anywhere where it actually blew. And so I think they determined that the head gasket wasn't bad, and they just assumed something was wrong with the engine, when in reality, it's probably just not a good enough radiator. These cars have the very common issue of having these teeny tiny radiators and teeny tiny fan, and I don't see a fan shroud anywhere. So my guess is it probably overheated from not having a fan shroud, and there's probably nothing wrong with this engine. It spins over freely, but I'm not keeping it in the car either way, so it doesn't matter. It's coming out, but like I say, the interior's in good shape, the body's in really good shape, trunk is in good shape. It's a complete car. Everything's here. My shop is kind of cluttered, so I'm a little clustered here, but all the keys are here. The head and the header and more of the parts that came off this car are in here, and the rest of the parts are actually in the seats up there. There was a brand spanking new carburetor, which I actually gave to my neighbor, and I'm going to give him this spacer plate as well, which is brand new, because I don't need it. The trunk is in really good shape. It does smell like old gas in the trunk, and so I'm not sure if the gas tank is leaking or if it's just coming through, or what the issue is. Maybe this head has poked a hole in the top of the tank somewhere, but may or may not have to replace the gas tank. I kind of pulled up one of the corners earlier and looked at it. The gas tank looks relatively new, but I do smell old gas, and really you shouldn't be smelling gas, unless it's this head, but it really just smells of old gas in here. So this weekend, I'm gonna tear into this thing a little bit more and just look at everything, what needs to be done, and make a decision. But like I say, the car is in really good shape. It's missing the bottom piece of trim, which is not a terrible thing, because I'm able to see that this whole bottom lip is in really good shape. I don't see any body work that's been done or any metal that's been replaced, and that's another area that's prone to rust out. I will say that whoever painted this car stupidly body filled the crack that's supposed to be right here, which maybe they thought it would look better without it, but I don't think that there's going to be any rust through, because everything feels nice and smooth and doesn't seem like it has body fill. But we'll find out once we get into it. But you can see on the other car over here, this is the seam that's supposed to be here, and these are the areas that are prone to rusting. All this has been replaced. You can see where I've welded this and had to replace a section of metal under here on this car, but it doesn't look like I'm going to have to do that on this one, so that's great. 5-lug hubcaps, probably 4-lug wheels underneath. I think all these 6-cylinder cars were 4-lug. I could be wrong, but I haven't even pulled the hubcap off to see. But it doesn't matter, because I'm going to upgrade to disc brakes in the front, which automatically I'm going to go with the 5-lug. And then for the rear, I'm going to put an 8.8 rear end, probably out of an Explorer. Do some research on what I need, and that's going to convert that to 5-lug. And then we're just going to put a 5.0 engine in here, better suspension, decent paint job, and this is going to be more of a restoration, kind of rest-a-mod, but not so overly dramatic like we're doing with the Joker Stang. So this car is the look at me, I've got nothing better to do than spend money on a car, vehicle that you can drive, that a lot of people will love, a lot of people will hate, and this will be the car that just says, I want to have a good time and ride around and still look good, sound good, and just be a little quick. It's not going to be the fastest car on the road, but it'll be fun, especially with the 4-speed. And like I say, that's why I snatched this car up. I could make the Joker Stang a 5-speed, and it would have been cheaper to do that than it would be to buy this car, obviously, and get this one going. But at the same time, for what I paid for this car and what it's going to take to get it running and driving, I could actually sell it and make some money on it. If you're curious what I paid $6,000 for this car, just like it sits. Some people are going to say, oh, that's ridiculous. Well, I say to those people, do your research. You can't even find these cars at all with a 4-speed V8 or 6-cylinder, and you surely can't find them practically rust-free. Most of the time, if you find them in the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 range, they need so much stuff that by the time you bought everything you had to have a running driving vehicle, you're going to be $20,000 into the car. This car, I start at $6,000, and all I got to put is a motor, a couple of suspension components, and a rear end, and I'm maybe $10,000 into it, even without a paint job, just touching it up here or there and making it drivable. This car, you know, average around my area is about 12 grand. So there'd be money to be made if I wanted to just sell it, but this car isn't for sale. I'm going to keep it. The Joker Stang, I'm still debating on whether I'm keeping it, selling it, or what I'm doing with it. May keep them both, may only keep one, but if one is staying, it's going to be this one. So that's a decision I'll have to make, but obviously we're going to keep working on this car and try to get it completed to end the series of this build, and then we're going to start doing videos as well on this car and try to keep content coming in. But hopefully you guys like what's going on. Hopefully you like these cars. If If you don't like the exoticness of the Joker's thing, that's fine. Maybe you like the more classic approach. I like both, which is why I've got both sitting here. So if you would do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get to see content for this and any future builds. I plan to do a lot of cars on this channel and try to keep content rolling in. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video, and there'll be another video coming up Sunday, and hopefully we'll know a little bit more about this car, and we'll have good information on what we're doing with the Joker car. But anyway, everybody have a good week, and we'll see y'all this weekend.